Poof. Just like magic, we are online. Woo. Woo. All right. So take a walk. That's right, I will not be on screen. I'll piss you the fuck off. Just you wait. You just wait. You're going to be so fucking mad. But it's okay. These are growing pains. We're going to get through it together. I'm a dick. All right. All right. Happy September 25th, 2025. It is a few minutes before 2 p.m. It's gloomy. That I have been working with over the last years. All right, let's see here. Let's try this again. September 25th, 2025. It's your boy Joseph Sundermoney here. It is basically 2 p.m. on this gloomy Saturday, or gloomy Cincinnati Thursday. Yeah. The first take was much better. Anyway. Preparing for a partner meeting tomorrow. Have roughly a dozen people coming. A few wanted to invite, but they're going to be for the next meeting. Bring them in to be more specialty services like Power Apps 911, Shane Young and his wife and their team. God, there's a few others that I wanted to bring in here. Fisher Design, I would love to bring them in. I'm actually going to have Adam Basher, who used to work for Fisher Design. I'm getting ready to meet with him in a few minutes. That's why we're having this discussion right now. To basically explain what I'm going to talk about, so that way AI can help me explain it to Adam and get him up to speed. My company, Icora, fell litigation because somebody that I was hosting on my servers wasn't working with one of my partners very well. They had gotten access to the admin password and got into the servers and locked us out of them, which we want our clients to own their passwords, and we work with our gatekeepers. I knew this was dangerous. I was watching the situation as close as I could, but the client basically was hiding some motives from us, and then trying to leave, yada yada yada. The ICORA, that's actually a bigger derivative of the master transformation plan. What we want to do is make that the product. What does the product do? Well, we give you a plan. We meet your business where you are with the tech stack that you have. We put the ecosystem in place that's best fit for your business model. What I do, get their tech stack cleaned up, documented, and well adjusted for the business size and where they are today. Get the budget for it as solid as possible, as effective and efficient as possible. Cut all the overlapping in products, and you'd be surprised how people have Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, and Box, and all these other platforms. No, let's standardize. Let's get clarity. Let's hold people accountable. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's take what we just did. 11 minutes worth of me blabbering my mouth. Take the transcript from that. We dump that into AI. Okay.
brand identity is literally just a logo or an email signature. And they may not consider it, and a lot of them also go to this, we have to have a mission vision statement, which we usually kind of typically roll our eyes at, like, okay, those are usually pretty empty. But sometimes if they have one that is well written, we can kind of glean, like, oh, I see a personality in that statement. I see how I could turn that into something actionable.
Yeah. So, and that's why you're here. So, what I want to do is have you pick apart. Do I have a mission? Do I have a vision? Does this have any kind of legs as far as brand goes? And does it understand brand? Does the master tech plan? And really, it's more than that. And I even had the whiteboard out because for me, as a recovering drug addict that dropped out of high school, been through foster care, like I could start going through. My dad left the second he heard there was a baby on the way. I've never met the guy. I can talk about the one time I talked to him when I was 13 over the phone, and my mom made him get on the phone with me, and he was trying not to, and he was like, I don't even know why your mom wants me to talk to you. I didn't even want you. Like the mom thought I'd be present enough to understand how fucked up that is. Like that's.
Well, so you're one of Reagan's kids.
Sure.
Reagan's my girlfriend. She's a school social worker.
Yeah.
She spent 20 years as a social worker in Children's Hospital ER. So.
Well, I don't want to say that. Like, I wouldn't say that I had it. I mean, I've always been grateful to have clothes on my back and have a roof over my head and some adult around. Was it a great? Anyway, but the bottom line is, I needed to transform. I was 320 pounds. I wasn't dealing with things healthy. And at one point I was like, I'm going to get old, and I don't want to get old and be fucked up. So around 2020 is when I really started making it. Like, I was doing it before that. 2015, I was driving, but I wasn't trying to be healthy. I was pushing. I really didn't even know what the fuck I was doing. I had you guys try to help out in 2019 with our branding, and looking back now, like, I had no fucking clue what I was doing. But now, and I probably still don't have a clue what I'm doing, which is why I'm asking you for help, because I really don't. But I feel closer to it.
If I go back to that time, I can say, and this is not a criticism, what you lacked at that time was, I would say, understanding, trust, and confidence.
Well, that and
meaning,
structure too.
You wanted to have your hands tightly wrapped around it, and you wanted what you wanted. And I think now that you've spent enough time with this business,
grappling it,
branding, I think now you get it better than you did in 2019. So
absolutely.
So that is why you trust the brand experts.
Absolutely, and the master transformation plan, that's like above what we're talking. We're talking down here at the brand level for brands, because there's a personal side to this. I have something called the creative tech. I do a show. I had to quit when I got full-time custody of my son because I didn't have time. But I did a show all last year up until the point I got full custody of him, and it was focused on the personal side. It's not making any money. It's just me taking my master transformation plan and see if I can apply it to individuals. And so I have a side that's for brand, that's the master tech plan. But it's not only that, we have a CPA. Every business I go into that has a not a well articulated tech plan, nor is it being managed well, a lot of times I'll find that the financial plan of the business is struggling. Because you go get a budget on something and they don't know, they're reactive to everything. They gotta look it up, spend hours, they don't know where they're going. Not everybody's like that. Randy's been really good. So a few of my clients, anyway, so we have a licensed CPA coming. He's already taken over Fisher's stuff. He is going to be the CFO portion of the master transformation plan, at least the brand side of it, for businesses. So we'll have the master tech plan, the master financial plan, And just like those two plans, new technology coming in, training people on it, taking out the old technology, that's all it is. You're just managing the evolution as it new rolls in, old rolls out. When it comes to money, new money coming in, money going out, it's flowing. It's like water, right? Sales and marketing, prospects coming in, one opportunities going out, building a funnel for that. But you have to, in order to be good at that, you have to know who you are, what you're doing, what the audience is, and people overcomplicate it, thinking they have to make brand some. No, be authentic, be yourself, create structure, be true to things, and it will fall into place. You don't have to push sales. People need what you do, and if you're good at it and you're making it, you make it at least somewhat affordable, depending on what it is. It's a no-brainer. It's about getting to a point where you can keep that flow. So I'm only focused from this group coming is only for the technology piece, but they need to see the other pieces that we're lining up, aka you being here, the licensed CPA being here. And we want Navicore to be its own best showroom. And the anchors are like the data center. I was the data center. It was in my basement. I can't be the data center anymore. I got to shut this business down, and I can't continue doing that business because of what happened litigation-wise. I don't want to be a provider of services anymore. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have what we call anchors, where we'll manage it all for you, but we're not the provider. We're managing the providers for you. You get one bill from us, and then you have all these providers that you're getting everything taken care of. We're just the consultant. You own the accounts with everybody. You could pay them directly. You could fire Navicore and hire a real IT manager to come in and manage all this for you and pay the bills, and you give them a budget. Or we can do it for a fraction of the cost because you don't need a full-time person yet. Until you do, we'll be your person. So that's what we're trying to sell them on tomorrow, is that the Master Tech Plan. Navicore is going to start off with this Master Tech Plan, and we want people to learn about it. And there's a lot more I want to get over because this is just the framework. We haven't even talked about objectives versus matters, or maker time versus manager time.
So it's not strictly a master tech plan. You've got master transformation plan written there.
That's the root of it. The Master Tech Plan is built off of the Master Tech Plan. I see us having a Master Tech Plan that someone can come up to us and we just help them with their tech plan. Or they come to us and they just want help with their financial plan. And that's what Andy, the AP Schweitzer, his portion of it's going to be. And what we want to do is brand the Master Tech Plan and the Master Financial Plan, because we can license that out once we have the systems built and everything going, because we actually have developers building applications to help this thing, to automate it. So using your tech stack 365, or we're starting to look at Google Workspace as well. We build out the pages where we manage everything. You're familiar with the SharePoint pages that we've been developing and putting in place for Fisher, right? That's how big corporates do it. And basically what we're doing is we're documenting the tech plan on that site. So as they go to that, so it's a virtual office. Even if you have an office space, you still want that virtual office. So when you go to do your job, you just open up that page, you click on what you got to go to, and you're doing your job. So that's the premise here, is to document out their tech plan in their own tech stack and manage it from there, so that way they truly own their technology plan. We're just a consultant. Like, we're here guiding the way and doing a lot of the work, but we also want to empower them and train them so where they're doing it.
It makes me think of two opportunity areas that you may determine are too big of a mess to bother even touching, and oh my God, this is a great opportunity. And that is all of the tech offerings or requirements, or I don't know what you want to call them, for municipalities and schools.
Whoa.
Those are both woefully abysmal.
Well, and I'm working with the
So
school right.
bad.
I'm working with the school right now. Their athletic
Right.
department, and so what? At the root of what we do is we take people from a reactive state of operations to a more managed state of operations. Like I said, when they can't even give you a buzzer, you don't know when you're getting the next equipment. I standardize everything, and when you start standardizing things, you stop guessing what to do when something happens. Well, there's a standard. Well, this is how you deal with it. You don't have to have brain power to it, unless we need to update the standards because they're not working anymore. So we got to use common sense. We got to evolve over time. So that's why it's a triennial system. So the pillars of the presentation, I was thinking, goes something like this. Here's why everybody's here. Here, let me pull up my screen. I'll share my screen with you. This will be the easiest way to do this. Where is the share screen?
So where did you find all the other partners?
Just so let's go over that. Let's hash that real quick. Let me bring this over. Come on now. I just did an update on my Mac, that 26 update. On my Air, it's working fine, but on this, it's being stupid.
Speaking of the Air, I just plugged this thing in for the first time in a week.
Oh my God. That's what it is. I tried sharing this window and it went to hell on me. Okay, where'd my call go? Let me share my screen again.
So it said you shared, and then it said you ended.
Is it not sharing now?
I mean, I don't see it unless it's in another window somewhere.
Hold on.
What does desk view do?
Desk view. I don't know. That's a good question. It says
No, it's got one of those notifications that said you started sharing your screen, and then one that said you ended.
I'm going to start a new one.
I never saw anything. Okay. Oh, there we go.
All right.
I see a vagina.
Yeah. Is it frozen on the?
David Randazzo's vagina.
Yeah, he's a bit of an idiot. He's the guy that took Slash's girlfriend or wife. He's the guy that Slash got a divorce over.
What?
I'm not fucking with you, dude.
And now he's texting you floppy.
Well, I asked him, "Hey, sicko, what's cracking?" And that's what he sent me. Yeah, he's an idiot.
Gotcha.
So anyway, yeah, why is that even open? That's professional as fuck. All right. Anyway, so I don't know where I met this idiot, but Ash, she lives in Austin, Texas. I met her at South by Southwest. She was DJing down there. She had a pretty big ass following too. I was pretty impressed. But she also helps out what's his name, the chef, Gordon Ramsay, his Ireland show. Mm-hmm. She's on the production team for the Ireland show, and like she's just wrapping that up so she can help with this. She loves this master tech plan idea I have. She's actually brought me a few potential clients from Austin. She wants to run the Austin network. So that's who Ash is. She's a spicy little thing. I'll introduce you eventually. Andy, he is the licensed CPA. He owns AP Schweitzer. He's a lot like me. As he was building his business, he was working for somebody that owned the company, and he was actually doing like all the work and bringing in new clients and building it up. And the girl was treating him kind of shitty, so he broke off and started his own thing, and she sued the fuck out of him. And anyway, they ended up settling and everything, and now he's putting in his $3 million pool right now, so fuck him.
Mm.
Eric Vale and Catherine Vale, these two I love to death. I mean, they're very religious, which is fine. I mean, everybody's got their thing. But they're super religious. They're super humble. They're super friendly. They got it made. They got a great clientele. They have the full third floor of River Center. I think it's the West Building. If you're looking south, yeah, it'd be the West Building. Anyway, it's awesome. That's where we're having the meeting, and take a tour if you want. It's pretty cool. You probably don't. It's all geeky shit. Jay is my business partner, which I've considered even bringing him in here, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. Like, I broke off from him in 2019, and his clients I still feel tethered to some degree because their tech plans are all tech plans I put in place, all 40 of them. So
is Jay the Cincy PCS guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And he's pretty much shutting down his shop too. The thing I'm getting litigated over is, I was kind of pissed at Jay for not indemnifying me, and everybody tells me I should fucking just tell him to go fuck himself, but I don't know. Again, I wouldn't be here.
You two seem to have a pretty volatile relationship, for what it's worth. Like, some of the arguments you got into in front of us, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, it wasn't healthy. I get it.
You need to put your dog back in its cage, man.
Yeah, well, he's the owner of the things, but he wasn't able to, like, he would do whatever the client wants to do. Like, even if it means putting both of us at risk. And I'm like, you can't do that. Like, people don't understand technology can fuck your business. Like, you could go down because of a bad configuration. Like, they don't realize how bad it could fuck your business. We've had a few scares at Fisher, but we've been pretty solid. Anyway, that's Jay. You're familiar with Jay. Kevin is the guy that he found. Now, I don't know Kevin that well. I haven't seen his operation, but Jay trusts him. And it's got to be better than Jay because he's got more people. And I told him, I was like, I need a service desk. If you adopt the master tech plan, work with me to build out how we deal with matters. Because part of the master tech plan is, I got all, I wouldn't say religious, but spiritual with building out this master tech plan. Are you familiar with Marcus Aurelius? I'm sure you're familiar with.
I mean, I know the name, but
well, he had
not necessarily
his journals.
Story.
Have you heard about his journals? Stoicism, Seneca, philosophy.
Oh, okay,
all these people. Okay. Things you can control, things you can't control. Stoicism's pretty cool. I like it. I can see where it could get toxic. And just like anything, there's a spectrum. So try to be healthy about it. But yeah, we all get emotional over things we can't control. You shouldn't put time and energy into things you can't control. And you should only put time and energy into things that really matter to you and things that you can control. So, there's this whole minimalist movement going on, like all these things, but I just think about keeping life simple, clean, and focus. Like, your time is the most precious thing that you have. So that's why we call it maker time versus manager time. And a lot of companies, really what we do is people, when I go into a company, I see that they don't have time to work on the company. They're always too busy. And they're always acting like they got 10 fires going on at once. Fisher Design, wink, wink, hint, hint. Like, a lot of my clients, it's not just them. And what I say is well, if you don't have any time to work on the business, that means you have no maker time, no time to not be interrupted and just build something and focus on something. So what we want to do is automate what we can without losing quality, because when we look at identity, to us at the very top, we have three pillars. The top one's identity, then we have tech stack and workforce. You have to keep all three of these aligned in order for your business to be in harmony, as you call it. So identity to us is internal and external communications. Internal experience versus external experience. When somebody comes to your business and they want to learn more about it, or get your services rendered, is that a pain? Was it easy for them? Was it a good experience? And you do this shit, right? What about internally with your team, your workforce? So, where is my...
And to that point, a little bit of sidebar. A lot of creative firms are their own worst client.
Yeah, Fisher Design does not have a good marketing plan. They
or a good identity, because there's also a power struggle that's always going on there.
It's all over the place. I agree.
So, and that's not entirely uncommon for a creative agency under a certain size. The big ones got their shit figured out, but
they got it figured out because they've fixed what works and made it static and only fuck with it to improve it. And the things that don't work, or the things that are noisy, they clean out. They build the structure in order to scale out and not to be able to delegate and know you're going to get the results that you want, and you're not even there. So to do that, we're like the IT department of these companies. When they come to us, if they're coming to us because their server went down and they don't know what to do, and their old IT guy just isn't responsive, what do we do? Well, for you to be in that position in the first place is not cool. That tells us so much information right there. So let's get in there, let's fix the problem now. And what we want to do is sell them on hey, it is affordable to have a good tech plan. We want to know everything you're spending money on technology-wise. So our assessment, every line of business, application, and service that you have that has anything to do with technology, even if it's HR program, but it's a website that we have to pay a monthly service for, we want to know about it so that way we can get your budget for technology and services, so we can look at that to see where the overlap is and see where maybe we can reduce your overall spend. And that doesn't mean that you get to save money. We're going to reinvest that because you're already spending it. We're going to reinvest that into building you a tech plan to where we can even reduce that overall bill even more and more as you begin to own your own tech stack and get rid of, every time somebody has to change IT guy, they got to migrate all their services to a new IT company. No. Own your tech stack, own your data stack, have it in your possession. That way you hire someone to manage it.
That reminds me of a time when I had a partnership. I had a small agency with a partner, and we were invited to pitch the city of Cincinnati web business, and we had a programmer who was fucking brilliant, and we spent weeks preparing for this meeting so we could come in as smart as possible. And the best thing he could come up with is they need to start over. And it was because they had this enormous bucket of .NET that was 20 years old, right? And he's like, this shit can't be fixed. It can't even be read. I can't understand anything. Not because I don't know .NET, but because this is the problem with how programmers used to do shit. They didn't work open source. They didn't think, in terms of sharing their tech.
It was proprietary.
To the individuals, not even to the company.
That's what I see happening here, Wegman, and I know that the gatekeeper here, I shouldn't say, at a client, their gatekeeper currently has somebody that's super excited, and we don't govern the 365 environment to where they can't go in and develop apps and build stuff and figure it out. they're in a development environment, figuring things out, and having employees rely on it for their day-to-day. We're not licensed for it. We need to move it into the production environment. And this guy's like, I don't want to share what I've built, because then, like, what if somebody breaks it? I got to be the one to fix it. I need to own it. Like, we'll give you access to it, but we have to license it and put it in the production environment. It can work from here. It's working just fine. It's not going to close. It's just, I'm like, I get that we can do this, but my teams won't support this. And we're a business, and we want to grow. Or what's the problem here? What am I hearing? Obviously, I'm the problem because I don't like what's happening. I'm trying to get us to standardize this and do this in best practices, where they call it Joe's way. It's not Joe's way. Is the company's way, like, cut corners and hack shit, right, and do shit wrong? Because if that's the company way, then we got
Joe dies.
Yeah, we got some problems here, right? So I know that they're aware of it, and it's them getting over their own, like, get rid of person-dependent systems. And that's I have so much shit written out about this, there's sessions, there's reviews, how we interact with our clients, how an account manager, what their responsibilities are versus a technician's responsibilities. I have this whole business plan structure figured out. Now, I know that the service desk is going to handle matters. The account management team is going to be responsible for objectives. These are projects. So when there's a problem internally with a client, we shouldn't have people calling in for projects and timing and scheduling and things for projects into the service desk, because the service desk is for problems. We're training our businesses to understand this and setting up the service desk to be as if it's their internal service desk. So when a business has a problem with, I have an IT problem, they're going to pick up their phone or email service@client, and if it's a project type thing, it goes to admins, because the admin team is responsible inside of an organization for the projects that we do. Like, we have a system, because businesses don't have a way to manage internal change management and to work on the business. And my app for that, like, here, let me show you. You're familiar with Fisher, right? Well, yeah, I probably should just stick to, let's look at Wegman. If we look at the, where is it? So this is a team site. This is for a different company. You're familiar with Fisher.
I see your cursor moving, but it's just a white page.
Really? Let me refresh, maybe. Still just a white page?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's a security measure, because this is that's weird if that's the case.
I don't know. Once you got rid of the floppy lips, it just was a white page.
Oh, you can't see my screen.
No. It says viewing Joseph's window, and I see your cursor moving around.
Holy
shit. Screen sharing. Okay, there it is.
All right. So we have something called the SOP&P and the admin pipeline and the tech plan. Clients have to be mature to a managed level with their tech stack before they can have a site like this and do all this stuff. They get what we call a team site. This is a team site. You're familiar with Fisher Design, they have a team site. And Fisher Design got an admin site not too long ago, but it took them a while to get there. And essentially what's happening is I build a single team site. Let me go back to can you see this?
Uh-huh.
I was showing you all this stuff and my screen not working. All right. So every business gets a team site. All right. All the workforce gets to see the team site. The admin site, only leadership gets to see the admin site. And then we can create department sites, like a HR site for sensitive HR stuff where the HR manager manages that, things of that nature. And we have development sites that end users, we encourage them to get familiar with 365 and learn how to build in it. Even if you're tracking, a project, learn how to set up a SharePoint page and track it through that page. It's awesome. Anyway, what I'm getting at here is there's a way for us to manage the change internally. We have to have We have to track the things we're doing. That's what this admin pipeline is. Then we have to also document and have policies and procedures actually written out and articulated. We can't just say, hey, we're introducing this new system. It's in play now. Everybody check it out. Like, how do we use it? How do we keep it up maintained? Who's in charge of this system? We have to have what we call SOP and P, which is our standard operating procedure and policies. And if we go into like the projects that these guys have, like these are the things that are open right now, and I can get in here and just look at the things that I have to work on. But by tracking the things we're doing, and this interface sucks. I get bitching about it all the time, but they love the fact that we're able to track what we're doing in here. And it's easy when we got to talk about things, we sit down and like, well, here's everything we're working on, as opposed to, hey, what was that thing that we were talking about? I wrote it down last week. Like, that shit goes out the window when you start tracking and have a culture of actually capturing what you're doing. Why this is so important to internal communications and identity, because this is standards for how we do things internally as a company. And if we do things to this level, we are able to, we're going to get insights that you usually can't get if you're not tracking this stuff. Me being able to come up here and see all items, even completed stuff, just like have all the items in here, and export this to AI and say, please break this down and give me insights on this and that. And AI is still kind of flaky right now, but it's getting better. And some of these models that people are building that can go through and really do some like granular work and spit out some awesome results, that level of engagement with AI is going to make it easy for people like us to do that. And getting reports off of information like this to where we don't have to export it and copy it over. It's just, hey, AI, look at this page and what trends are you seeing? Like, how can I make, like, what all do I need to get done today so next week's smoother for me? Whatever it is, we're getting to a point where we can do that. But if we're not even capturing what we're doing today, how are we supposed to use that technology when it's available tomorrow?
A note about AI. An area where it's downright dangerous is in what I do. Because whatever AI agent you're using, it learns you and it gives you back what you have been giving it, right? So if you use it for creative ideation, it's basically just jerking you off at some point. If you're smart enough to know that, and you can pick out a little nugget here and there that might help you go off and actually come up with an original idea of your own.
Yeah, you don't use it to come up with ideas. Absolutely not. You use it to empower your idea.
And that's where Nick has taken this thing off the rails. Like he would bring all this work that is straight up AI, and the rest of the team and the other people on the team are really smart people and really good at what they do. And he would bring stuff that would make us just go, what? That doesn't even make any fucking sense. And he even got to the point where he was requiring us to use AI. And I'm like, yo, I got to where I got to by using my brain, dude. I'm the idea person.
Well, AI is supposed to be here to empower us, not to replace us. It's not a crutch. It's a tool.
Right. So I just wanted to point that out, that when it comes to the creative and branding process, developing a tone of voice and writing copy, yeah, it's a place where we don't want to lean on it for solutions. But it can be a checkpoint or a litmus test here and there, but it shouldn't be used heavily.
Well, this is where I'm at so far. This is as far as I've gotten with branding. I want it to be stupid, clean, and minimalist. This is about, it's about keeping it clear, straight to the point. We're not wasting time. This is about the modern workforce advantage. That's what we're bringing. There's a new way to approach work, to manage work, and these solutions using the modern tech stack that most companies already own and have. It's learning how to wield that tech stack more efficiently and setting it up properly to where your identity is solid and to communicate effectively with your team, to keep them informed. The idea behind this, if we do go to Fisher's page real quick, because they're the ones that have the most training aspects to theirs. Under here, we have a sessions page. And sessions should be a part of what we do. Like Fisher should be doing sessions internally on their own, regardless of IT doing it or not. Of, hey guys, this quarter, this is what we're doing. Here's the QuickBooks. How's that going? Here's some improvements we're making. They should always be working on the business to some degree and improving what we're doing. And I know they are. They're kind of working on the marketing stuff right now. I don't know how they're working on it, but they're working on it. Having training, creating training videos internally for how to use the admin pipeline. The SOP and P, like you guys had one too, as far as that goes. If we go to admin, let's go to the admin team. We can go to the admin SOP and P. So all it is, if we look at Fisher Designs, they have a completed folder, a development folder, and a legacy folder. And then a document in here that explains the SOP and P. If we go back to Wegman, we look under their admin team, they have admin pipeline and SOP and P. If we go to their SOP and P, there's a whole goddamn page here. Boop.
Yeah, your screen's not changing now.
Oh, shit. Yeah, maybe the space-time sucks. Here, let me do this. So there's three folders here, and there's 3 folders here. Each client has an SOP and P in their admin pipeline, because as we're doing things, an objective can't be approved and completed. The admin team, you can't just have one person approve a system and put it in the SOP and P and go on. You basically have you're back to having a person-dependent system. We need to make sure that our leadership team understands the systems we're putting in place as a whole, especially if it affects other departments. Now, if it's only something for like at a construction business, it's only the guys out in the field, we don't need to have everybody sign off on this that does HR, finance, this and that. HR and the ops manager, at least 2 of the leadership team should be able to approve and agree on the policies in place. Because if we only have one person that understands policies and that knows the policies internally, it's just bad news. And documenting everything that as we do projects in the admin pipeline, you can't complete it unless there is some kind of policy. Now, some projects may already have a completed policy already done. We're just doing an improvement to it. Okay, those improvements aren't going to change anything on the back end, then fine. Leave the SOP and P alone. We've documented that's been updated, so if we need to look at the records, we see it's been updated. But if we don't have to change anything that we do, we still have to just go up and grease this little piece and we're done. Move on. We don't have to update that. Be practical about it.
I assume it's safe to say that at this point in everyone's day-to-day tech life, it's not true anymore that there's any company that does not need this. It used to be, if you were a tiny company, you couldn't afford anything that was actually offered. And it would be, yeah, you don't need that. Your business just isn't that big, But today, we personally manage everything through our phones, for example. Mm-hmm. How many businesses actually use a phone or a tablet to check you out? So, and I'm not telling you anything you don't know. I'm just sort of saying.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say is we look at it's not so much about technology first. So when we look at identity, we're looking at the experience. So we look at the workforce and we look at the tech stack. So we have to make sure the user, the workforce person, understands what internal or external, whatever the experience is. If it's an external experience, that workforce has to understand how the company wants that experience to go, how smooth they want to go, and provide them the tools, i.e. the tech stack. Use the tools in this manner to make it smoother. This will help you get your job done smoother. So when we look at identity, it's about internal and external communications. I don't know if, is my screen still moving?
Yeah.
So I just pasted this somewhere else so I could show it to you. Where did I do it? Up here. Come here. So we have internal and external communications. That's what the I and the E stand for. This is identity at the top. Your tech stack is made up of all the LOB apps and services, all of your assets, that like computers, servers, tablets, phones, all your assets, all that stuff, what's being provided to you, and what do you own that's being managed by the master tech plan. So, for instance, we're not providing the phones, but we're managing them. We may be providing you server backup through one of our anchors, but we're not, so the things that we're providing, we're going to support, obviously. The things that we're managing, that's separate. So we can manage that, but it helps us break down your budget for us. If you want us to manage stuff that probably already has support somewhere else, but you don't want to have to call another service desk, you want us to manage for you, we need compensated for managing those other resources, especially if you have no idea, like QuickBooks, HubSpot, all these things. They think that they can just sign up for it and it's good. No, all these systems have to integrate with your business systems. Like you have to have an IT person in all of these systems. Like Bill was super freaked out with me getting admin access to his HubSpot. I'm like, I'm your IT manager. Who else? Like Scott, I get Scott knows it, but he's not the one managing the back end. I mean, he could be, but that's what they're paying me for. He has other things to do. So anyway, that's the provided in the managed side. So that's what this graphic stands for. And then the workforce, because when we look at a workforce, we break it down by the gatekeeper. That's the main person. That's why there's a G. Then you have your leads, and then you have your influencers. Then beyond that, you have users, guests, your clients. Like we have clients like you guys would have us work within Winchester to build something, to do stuff. We have to be able to identify who those people are. So when you call the service desk, I'm Joe Sunderman, but I don't do everything. When you guys have a problem, you're not calling me. I hope not anyway. The client should be calling the service desk, and the service desk should be able to qualify that call and get the right person on there to support them. And if you have us supporting your clients, like all this is how it helps us build out the budget that we make with you, like figuring out the overall budget. Now, I'm going to shut up because I've been talking like crazy. Give this a second to breathe because I feel like I've just been blasting off here.
Well, I think this is great. I think the real question is what now? What?
So I want Andy Schweitser's already working with me to build out the Navicore financial plan and how we bill clients and how we have the systems flowing through that way. And we already know Fisher Design uses QuickBooks. The systems that they use is no different than the system. We have the same tech stacks because the master tech plan uses QuickBooks Online. It uses HubSpot. It uses Microsoft 365. It uses Apple. It uses the best of the tech stack and builds an ecosystem that's cost effective that the client can own. That's this portion of the tech stack right here, if my screen's still moving. So again, I have everything listed here. The next steps is to build out our financial plan, our marketing plan. Our tech stack's already solid, except for we got to get the data center to take on all the clients and the service desk to adopt the master tech plan and be the matters. That's who's going to control the matters. So yeah, it's just getting us all aligned to build out this master tech plan, and we're picking a few clients and the anchors to get. I want you to work on 3Zs. Like, everybody is part of this band. If we're serious about it. Now, here comes the part about compensation. Because all these efforts we're doing, there should be some kind of money being flowing through this. You know, I don't want something for nothing. So I'm asking my clients to help out where they can. You know, pay your budgets, sign up for the next 3 years. That way I have the budget coming in for Navicore. That way I can spend some money with the data center so they can host the servers. I can give some money to the service desk so that way they can answer the calls. I can give some money to the marketing team so that way they can start building out the marketing plan. Andy's already getting his cut for building out the financial plan. And then Fisher Design says that they will do the grunt work of the marketing plans and help us build that out if we create the plan here. So what I want to do is, and I actually called Bill and asked him if there would be a conflict with me having you work with us. If we do the marketing plan thing, he says he doesn't see anything being problematic right at this time. Do you see anything being problematic with it?
The only thing I see being problematic is them not coming through.
Well,
it won't be prioritized.
Well, if we have them helping us, I will want to make sure we have a certain number of hours, and I would want to know how we have that. Like, I would want to make sure that that's solid. But that's a few years down the road. If things, I want you to understand that this isn't going to happen overnight. I mean, it could. I mean, if these people pull together tomorrow and they're like, you know what, fuck this, let's fucking do this. You know, I've been sitting on, $3 million, and fucking Eric and Kraft is like, yeah, we got a couple mil we'll throw at this, and we can get a fucking funding and get fucking things kicked off, then fuck it. Let's go to town.
That happens.
If it happens, then great, but that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is for all of us to start a band, to build a master tech plan that is something we can put out there and start getting opportunities coming in, and this group start rocking that shit out. And if the money starts flowing through, well, guess what, everybody? It worked.
Will this be the first time this group is meeting together?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So that's what I'm trying to say is let's set the tone, but I don't know if we want to go all out asking for, this is to say, hey, let's get started here. This is to introduce the concept. It's to introduce the team that I see, based off the people I've met and the opportunities that came around that came together at this point, like Mark Blackham, Rising Star Casinos CIO, who's very involved with the AI community here and can help bring in clients. If he wants to be an account manager and a CIO and take over what I do so I can go tour and play music and do stuff and still get my cut because I'm the consultant. I want to be the conductor. I don't think I'm God. I don't think I'm perfect. I don't think I'm Nick Schultz. I think that I'm somebody that can put together a great orchestra and teach somebody to conduct it and walk away from it. And I hope I can get compensated and still be here to continue building out that orchestra as time goes on.
So, cool. So for tomorrow, I mean, it's kind of hard for me to say I can build a presentation deck because the depth of my exposure to this now is a sum total of 54 minutes. And some of the graphics here that you've started to create to explain what this is, I think are good talking points for you because they're made by you to be able to talk about your idea. And I would just grab them and throw them into, a keynote deck or something
That's what
in
I'm.
an
That's what I'm thinking of doing is
yeah
creating
in an
a.
order that follows your intended script.
I don't
You
even
know what I
have it.
mean?
I don't even have an intended script. That's my problem. Yeah, these are all the businesses that are coming together. Essentially, there's multiple professionals, but these are the businesses. I'm trying to think if there's anybody missing from here. Yeah, I was going to throw a few of these graphics into basically a deck, so that way I have talking points.
Yeah, and that's fine. For that's why I asked if this is the first time this group is meeting.
Yeah, I'll even go as far as to say that Adam, he's a director from a agency that I learned is looking for opportunities, and he likes the idea, and he's here. Like, I want everybody to have that sense of feeling that, hey, this is kind of off the cusp, but it's also something that's been planned for a very long time. It's just this is kind of
Yes.
has to happen now because of situations, and this is a good time to make momentum happen. So, I
Well, it's
brought.
probably also better that it is a draft of sorts at this point in the conversation with the group, so that the people you're asking to invest intellectually in this get to really be a part of the process. Not,
Absolutely. That's what I want. That's the feeling I'm going for. And,
yeah,
and I want this service to almost feel like if you want to be managed by Navicore's systems and their anchors and the people that they work with, if you want to be on this, I want it to almost feel exclusive. Like we want people to have to qualify and apply to enroll in this even. Like we only have open enrollment for the Master Tech Plan twice a year. We only let 4 people in. And depends on what clients are maturing through the roadmap because we have what we call the MTP roadmap. You go from reactive to proactive to managed. So even I didn't even talk to you about this part. And I don't want to get into the weeds of this stuff too much either, the stuff I'm talking about right now. But shit, I don't remember what I just said. Roadmap. That's what I said, right? Let me go to the roadmap dashboard. So qualifications. When we do quarterly business reviews, we update this every quarter. So the tech stack, is it currently reactive, proactive, or managed? Because we can't work on your workforce until your tech stack is at least matured in the proactive stage. Then we can start working with your workforce, get you an admin site, start doing change management with the admin pipeline, build your SOP and P, and start getting some solid bricks laid for your foundation of your business. Because every time you have a policy and objective completed, you're essentially laying a brick of your foundation. And we want tons of bricks being laid for that foundation to be solid. And then once you're at workforce and you get to a certain point to where you can mature enough and proactive and eventually get to managed, then we can really work on your identity. If you look at Fisher Designs, I've tried to work on their identity a few times, but it's effectively inactive because they're not doing it. So that's where they qualify. So when I have a review with them, it actually says identity inactive because you're not doing it. And that's not to be, I guess it is to be a dick, but it's also to be true to where we are. So yeah, I don't know if that adds any value to the whole thing of your understanding of it. But that's
yeah.
the roadmap. There is a roadmap to get to managed. We start with the tech stack always, unless they want us to start with the workforce because they see the benefits of that and their tech stack's solid. And I wanted to make this to where we can approach them. If they want to start an identity, we can, but that's not, we haven't evolved enough internally to where we can do that yet. We want to stick to the script right now because that's what we're good at.
Yeah. One detail. I think I saw my name in there with spelled ER at the end. It's OR.
Oh shit. It's pronounced Basher though, right?
Bayshore.
Bayshore. My bad. I will correct
That's all
that.
right.
I will correct
It's
that.
common. It's common. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'll work on the presentation. I should put yeah.
I think the format you're making your graphics in so far is great because it's just it's not trying to confuse with overdeveloped infographics. And then just being black and white is great, because I think that is how this should be getting teed up.
Absolutely. We'll hang the drapes. That's why, like, I want it to feel very skeleton, so that way it's the framework. So that way this team can bring it to life with its personality. Getting Andy involved, getting all you listening to this team talk, and the way we bring it together, it's going to give it a whole new lexicon, maybe even like all the labels I've done. This is a huge. I'm open and flexible to making it better. One of the things is evolve with us. We're all evolving. Evolve with us.
Well, and it feels like what it feels like when you first start working with an architect. It doesn't get flashy until you're way down the road.
Right. So, all right, man. Well, I appreciate the feedback. This helped out tremendously. I'm going to go work on this deck for tomorrow. I'll see you at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock tomorrow? Is that what that is?
Yes. And if, like, you can park in the garage, I think it's like $5 or something, $5 or $7. I should have put something on there about parking. God damn it! You'll go into the lobby area and you go up these stairs. I don't know where you're going to park, but anyway, when you go in there, it's the third floor of the address is in there. It'll get you to the right building. Just use your GPS.
Did you say it's River Center?
Correct. You know the two twin building?
I think that's where my mom used to work.
There's a lot of companies up there. They have the third floor.
Wasn't there a restaurant on the main floor called Beale Street?
Yeah, the Bistro. It's an awesome place.
Yeah. I used to meet my mom down there for lunch all the time. So, all right.
Yep. You'll go up there. You have to sign in. It's a secure tier 2 data center, so you can't just walk up in this piece. You got to like sign in, and somebody has to take you to the elevator and get you to the floor. Like you can't just go in and push the button on the elevator by yourself. It won't let you. So once you get through security and you get upstairs and checked in, yeah, we're gonna get everybody in the conference room, and I'm gonna look like an idiot, but hopefully there's good energy.
That's always fun. And yeah, I mean, I'll bring my laptop, and if the group is kind of like, so what do you do?
Yeah, I want to give everybody an opportunity in the format at the beginning. I want everybody to go around, just take a minute to talk about themselves, and even if you want to show some of your work, I'm happy, to put something up as we're doing this to show off some of that, and you can talk to it. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
If they have a way for me to hook up, I'm going to bring an Apple TV with me. That way, as we're sitting there, all you got to do is, push your display to the, extend it to that. That way you can present with ease. So I'll bring the Apple TV with me.
All right. That's cool. All right, then. I'm good.
Awesome, man. We'll see you tomorrow. I appreciate your help.
Sounds good.
All right. Talk soon.